at the top of everything that I just named is an Amalekite. And when he looked...
Day, Shalom. All right, it's your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chahakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers. Of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, I'm going to run this clip for y'all, and then we'll respond to it through the Spirit. Okay?
And you thought you was going to encourage them, and they encourage you. That's what preaching is like. You think you're giving out something, but you're getting back more than you gave. I love you. Now, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength, my Redeemer. Let them go in peace.
Now, a bunch of the people that have been propped up as leaders to our people, all right? The celebrities, these mega church pastors, just the regular pastors, right? They're not guided by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't stand for righteousness. In the scriptures, the question is posed, who shall stand up for me against the evildoer, all right? What does standing up against the evildoer look like? One, you got to know who's pushing evil in the earth, all right? The scriptures say in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this society is ran by a people that push a vibration that's contrary to the power that we serve. So what should you be doing? Especially if you're a teacher or a leader amongst the people, right? You should be calling out and pointing the wickedness out. Weighing things in the balance and showing the people, hey, this is contrary to the way that we're supposed to keep, to the standard we're supposed to abide to. T.D. Jakes don't do that. Bishop Eddie Long didn't do that. Shoot, back when I was a kid, I'm from Orlando, Zachary Timms, before he passed, he wasn't standing against the evildoer. Paul Dean, Paul White, you know, Joel, these niggas, they're not standing against the evildoer. They're not calling out the evil in the earth. They don't go into prophecy to say, hey, this is how the Lord is going to establish righteousness in the earth. I'm an advocate for the kingdom of heaven. They're not advocates for the kingdom of heaven. They're advocates for their own belly, which is why they give you a prosperity doctrine week in and week out. And the only time, you know, I ever seen pastors really get into prophecy, the nations, and how salvation works is because of us. This ministry, all right, the utensils that the Lord is using in the earth, his men, have leveled up most Christians. They've been forced to actually crack open that book and understand what the hell's going on. So, as we get closer to the threshold of more of these prophecies popping off, more things causing society to unravel at the seams, what you're going to see is you're going to see judgment roll out against people who are standing against the Lord. People that are fighting against Jerusalem, which is a people before it's a place. You know, so let's go to Isaiah 3:12, because it was always written about the people that are propped up as leaders amongst our people, man, amongst Israel, man. They caused thee to err, right? All right, this is Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Okay, you got the Edomites in rulership. Then underneath the Edomites, you have the nations. Under the nations, you have degenerates of our people. They get propped up by the main oppressor to be a leader under you. And women rule over them, especially amongst our people, especially amongst the southern kingdom. I'll say more so specifically. Who's the backbone of the black community? Black. The woman, right? That's yeah. You have those sayings, on every great man is a great woman. You have those sayings. All right? And people look to the woman, the children, they look to the woman as, oh, this is the main authority. And they don't even see how it is to operate around a man. The women don't understand what it's like to grow up with the man in the house, so they don't know how to coexist with the Israelite man that walks in his authority, that walks towards the Lord and as a standard. It's seen as toxic. It's seen as toxic masculinity when the Israelite man is operating in a standard, especially the standard of Yahweh Shah. Okay? Isaiah 3:12 again from the top. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, which lead thee, cause thee to err. I want to look up that word err. And it's the I. Yep. All right, it says to err, to wander. Hold on real quick. Answer this call real quick. Yeah, so you're looking up that word err. Okay, it's Strong's H8582. Okay, and it says to err, to wander, go astray. And down there in the second definition, it says of intoxication. Yeah, our people are drunk on another philosophy, another way. You know, when you go to Habakkuk 2, and it talks about how, let me just go get it real quick. All right, bear with me. Go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and it talks about how the wicked are pushing a wine or a philosophy away on the people to where they're intoxicated and they're not sober-minded. They're not sober in spirit. Okay? Habakkuk 2, and I'll start at verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up, talking about Esau, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay? The elect aren't going to, subscribe to this devil's way. The scriptures also say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. Who are the righteous, right? The saints, the Israelites. Those are the people who've been given the ways to even know righteousness. The scriptures say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduces them. So 2/3 of our people, they've been seduced, all right, by another way outside of the way that our Heavenly Father has given us. Habakkuk 2:4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, all right, going back to the word that we just looked up, all right, in Isaiah 3:12, err, which goes back to an intoxication. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So this devil, I just watched that movie Gladiator 2 the other day. This devil, they went around conquering all around the world. Even to this day, America has U.S. bases. NATO in the UN, they have embassies in every country under heaven, to where they push their policy and their vibration on the nations of the earth. And if anybody opposes their way, those countries are deemed as backwards. People are deemed as backwards, or they're not free. They're not free to do evil. Okay? Verse 5 again from the top, Habakkuk 2:5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. Wherever he goes, the conditions of hell and death follow this man. Okay? There's a judgment for subscribing to this guy's way. The Lord isn't okay with it. The issues of life and death come from the Lord. So yeah, you see wicked people, you be like, man, they just living it up. They just having a good time. Understand their end is destruction. All right? and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And specifically, he wants to heap unto himself the nation of Israel. He knows if he could keep us separated from our power, we're not a threat to him. And we're the only people that could be a threat to him. You see? All right? Because we're the only people in the scriptures. There's only two people in the scriptures, two nations, I'll say, in the scriptures, that were prophesied to have worldwide dominion. That's Esau, okay? But his was temporary. He has a temporary blessing, which is why he's trying to manufacture an eternal one, okay? But Jacob was promised the eternal dominion over the earth. The earth was even made for his sake. You see? So we're the only people that are truly a threat. And the only way we can be made not a threat is if we're separated from our power, if we're not subscribing to the way that we were given. Okay? Now let's go back to Isaiah 3:12. We looked up that word heir, which was H8582. It says, let's read this again. Isaiah 3:12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. These celebrities, these pastors, these people that are propped up in front of you, like you should, follow them. If there's no mentioning of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? If there's no mentioning of the kingdom of heaven, if there's no mentioning that the people who run this world are against the Lord, and we're rejecting the world, if there's no mentioning that, hey, I'm not an advocate for any of these nations or countries, I'm an advocate for the kingdom of heaven to be set up on the earth, you shouldn't be subscribing to them. You should be, like it says in Isaiah 8:20, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. There's no light in these people that are put up in front of you at all. You see? Let me see here. Okay. I also want to go. Bear with me 1 second. What I just really went into just now was that your leaders are supposed to warn you of the attacks that are coming up against you, the spells that are being casted over you, even when you don't see them, so that you could, have a defense. Because we have enemies. Our people don't even know they have enemies. We have enemies, man. And you're under attack. May not be physically all the time, but definitely all the time in the spirit, you're under attack. How do you defend yourself? Well, you have to understand the word. You have to understand how to perceive, to see through deception. And if you can't see with a spiritual eye, man, you're doomed. You're a boxer with no arms. You're just getting your ass whooped. This is Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen talking about, in ancient world, you would have watchmen on the watchtowers of the gates around the city to watch for, intruders coming to attack, so the people could be warned. Okay? So the leaders of our people, these false leaders, they're supposed to be warning our people, but when they're under attack, are they doing that? Of course not. They're in cahoots with the attacker. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. Okay? They're ignorant. They're not even able to perceive the plots that are against the people and how it's destroying them too. They're ignorant of what's going on. They're ignorant of all these matters, the big picture. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. All right? What is the purpose of having a dog in your house? All right? The dog is supposed to bark and warn you of intruders. It's supposed to help you protect your property. They're all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. They're not standing against the evildoer. Sleeping, lying down, loving their slumber. But just a little comic relief. You guys seen the movie Next Friday? What was the dog? Chico? And they gave Chico some bologna and some weed brownies, and Chico just laid down and let him run all through the house. Chico was a dumb dog. Chico was supposed to be the first line of defense. he didn't fulfill his purpose. And all these people who are leaders, they're not fulfilling their purpose, man. By no measure. See? All right, let's also, I'm going to get one more real quick. But yeah, the closer we get to this threshold, the Lord's going to reveal who his true men are. And judgment is going to start to roll out. Even amongst people that got fringes on. There's false leaders amongst Israel as well. All right, the scriptures even tell you, but let me go get it. In Ezekiel 9, was it Ezekiel? Yep, Ezekiel 9, I'll start at verse 4. All right, so in this chapter, you know, the Lord is delegating jobs to his angels. You have some angels that were sent out to destroy, you know, the wicked amongst our people. And you had an angel with the writer's inkhorn who was supposed to cover the elect of Israel. So that's where we're going to start in verse 4. Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, a people before it's a place, and set a mark, the wah, upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So the elect are going to be sighing and crying for the things that are taking place within a society. They're not going to be comfortable here. They're not going to be advocates for this kingdom. They're going to be against it. And they're going to be waiting for the kingdom to come, which is the kingdom of heaven to be set up on earth. Verse 5. And to the others he said, all right, this is the angels that were given the lot to destroy amongst our people, right? For their disobedience and their wickedness. And to others he said, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite off them. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So when you see destruction and judgment rolling out amongst the 2/3 of our people, the Lord is doing it. Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. He said women twice. You know, there's more women than there are men. And there's going to be a lot of death amongst the women. And that which is going to cause a great humbling as we go forward here. Okay, verse 6 again from the top. Ezekiel 9:6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, that mark of exemption. Not the same mark in Revelation. I remember one of those guys in purple broke this down like it was the same mark in Revelation 13:16, but they switched that up. They switch it all the time, every couple of weeks. But this is not the same as the mark in Revelation 13:16. Okay? But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary, the people who know the Israelites. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, the leaders of the nation, the people who know the Israelites, the people that are going to have the fringes on. There's a lot of false leaders amongst them too, who are trying to build a happy life here, who love it here in America. They're not sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof. So in that case, the Lord's going to leave them here and melt them. You know, that might be the judgment for some. It might be other judgments for, you know, other people in particular. Okay? But yeah, man, I seen that happen yesterday here in Dallas, which is, you know, TD Jakes is a mega pastor here in the city. So nothing happens for no reason. All judgment comes forth from the Lord. So Abaratazah, man, unless was edifying, I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house, man. Shalom.